All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mzuka Kibao TV, and for a long period of time hatujakuletea the review, na kitu kikubwa sana imefanyika siku ya leo ni kwamba team review yote tuko hapa mbele ya kamera, and of course siku ya leo unaweza katuona sisi sote team review from Lang, Mercy, and of course Kalambwada. Okay, imekuwa amazing sana. This is the first time tunapiga review live, because hizo zingine tumekuwa tunapiga kupitia njia ya simu, and of course imekuwa amazing sana. Na before tujue hali yao iko vipi, niweze tu kushukuru because you guys you've been supporting team review since day one. The other day tuliguza watu wengine, but pia tumeona wameweza kuchange zile vitu tulisema wafanye, wamezifanya. So kutoka kwangu I've been good, I've been amazing. Sijui lady
I've been doing amazing. I've been doing well. Actually, I'm so very much happy. I don't know if I'm so very much happy is Kizungu, but Master Kizungu is here. But I'm actually very happy because, guys, over the phone was kind of limiting me. It's when I'm now sandwiched na baridi yenye iko Nairobi sasa hivi. I feel like the warmth is all over me, so I feel good. Yeah. Mimi naitwa Mercy.
Lang umekwaje?
I go by the name MC Lang, Lang the influencer. Leo niko ndani ya nyumba, of course, with the beautiful Mercy and of course Kalambwada. Good to have you guys.
Yeah, man.
Wazungu walisema Teresa.
Matina hii na siwezi buy hii haya.
Unataka Teresa?
Siwezi buy.
Unataka Teresa?
Two ladies one man. Wanaume wana.
Hii nani ataenjoy sana? We will be enjoying that.
Siwezi try.
Probably the lady.
Siwezi try.
Lakini pia inahitaji strength.
Siwezi try. Hii na siwezi try wala. Acha tuanze show. So bro, since the last time tulipiga the review, industry may change. Kuna lot of things zimefanyika kwa industry, na tunaona the Ajawa industry is going extra mile. The other time we had the last review, I think Prince Inda alikuwa anafaa atoe ngoma na Fina. Alifaa atoe ngoma na Fina, na ngoma ikakuja ikatoka ikafanya vizuri, japo haijafanya vizuri sana. And msanii kama msanii akaona ngoma haijafanya fiti, wacha nipigie ka backup.
Sure.
Akatoa Dichol sahi iko 1.3 million. Sawa? Na siku ya leo pia Prince Inda ameweza kuonyesha watu kwamba he is the king of Ajawa and he can do great things so long as bado wako alive. Siku ya leo ametoa ngoma pia na daktari Jose Chameleone. Labda tukianza na Mercy, tusiguze collabo kwanza ya Jose Chameleone, from ngoma ya Fina up to Dichol. What's your take?
Asante sana Ama, thank you so much. So I'm trying to balance because unajua kuna wengine wanaelewa Kiswahili, wengine wanaelewa Kizungu, so I'm trying to be at the equilibrium. I'm already at equilibrium between you two guys, so I'm trying, if you get to me, but Swahili and Kizungu I'm trying to blend. So from the time Inda alipofanya collab yake na Fina kutoka nchini Tanzania, there were a lot of expectation from that track, but I think ni kama watu waliangushwa. Actually from hiyo time tukifanya hiyo review, we were doing it when the song had just come, or before, sindio? So people had expectations while waiting for the song. Venye song ilikuja is like people were somehow disappointed, especially Ajawa fans. The song ililack the Ajawa beats that people expected to kuona kwenye hiyo track. So I think that was a no, and I think afterwards kuna venye mimi nimeweza kuongea na a few people over the same, wakasema hapana, hapa Inda alituangusha and we really expect him to do better. And it's from there that he had cry ya watu na malalamisha watu, akaenda akatoa style yenye tunamjua nayo, which is Ajawa, akatoa hiyo Dichol, which has been received so well pia. But I think hiyo ilikuwa ni kukul watu wasiongelele what they expected from the track they had. Actually, I've even forgotten the name of that track. Yeye na Fina. Twanga Pepeta. So you see, I've even forgotten about the name, and I'm being sincere. Hata sijui ni wangapi pia wamesahau about that track. But yes, so amejaribu ku salvage the situation, a new song Dichol, which was well received. But then again, let's now come to where we are currently with Prince Inda. Prince Inda actually has shown us is a guy who is a go-getter and is really flexing his muscles musically across Africa. Yeah, across Africa, because since time in let me wacha nianze kumcongratulate kwa hiyo kwanza, because hata legends wenye wako kwenye industry especially Wangla music hakuna mwenye amewahi enda those extra miles.
Yeah, he's the first guy.
He's the first guy. So hata kama hajafanya poa, watu hawajafurahia na venye amefanya, but I think we also must appreciate Prince Inda for at least making that. Who is now, people are now searching for Prince Inda. Who is this Prince Inda? Is a guy from Kenya. What does he do? He sings. Okay, what kind of genre? He sings Angla. And now somehow people are now starting to relate with the Angla music, and that what do we call it? The statement Ajawa to the world is somehow coming to a fulfillment. It is not really yet realized fully, but what we can say ni kwamba is doing the best in his level, japo bado hajatufikisha pale. So kwa ile test yake the way you are.
Ngoja hapo kwanza. Lang, Twanga Pepeta, Dichol, what's your take?
Twanga Pepeta, Dichol, I would actually go a different direction than you are. Kwa sababu gani? Kama kuna vitu vitatu, especially Lowland, kwanza na Lowland, ambazo hazizi zikapingwa sahihi. Baba hizi akapingwa, Gor Mahia haizi kapingwa, and sahihi utapata kwamba pengine hata Prince Inda anachukua namba 3 kwa wale wajaluo ambao hawaizi wakapingwa.
Yeah, wakisema left.
Unpingable.
Saizi Prince Inda akisema tunaenda left, watu watamfuata kila mahali. In short, I'm trying to say that Prince Inda is a formidable brand right now, that hakuna msanii yote ambaye pengine anaweza akafika mahali yuko in terms of, you know, vernacular dialect. Taking you back to that song that Twanga Pepeta. Your own version of being a flop could be something totally different from what is happening in Tanzania, because probably the song might be not as successful in Kenya, but in Tanzania it's a big brand.
Sure.
I've listened to the song in beats. There's this version of Hakuna Matata. You know that is a Kenyan vibe. Hakuna Matata. You get the point? That Hakuna Matata alone is more famous than anything else outside Kenya, especially in the overseas. Wazungu kitu wanajua nao Kenya ni wakikuja Kenya ni Hakuna Matata. So when artists are composing songs, definitely they look at both the internal and the external factors that would make the song become a boom. Now let us go back to streams. Look at Prince Inda and his numbers. Let us look at Fina's numbers zake. You know, you will not compare an artist and the success of their song based on what the street probably of Nairobi is saying, because we know Nairobi will always play popular music. Our mats will always play popular music.
Sure.
So according to me, that particular collab was timely. Collab where Prince Inda na Fina was quite timely. That was the moment ingefanywa. But if you ask me nani amegain sana kwa hiyo collabo, I would say it's Fina.
Okay.
Because it's Fina who was alikuwa amepotea kwenye streets za Kenya. At least ngoma imejaribu kumrudisha kidogo. But as for Prince Inda, what the guy is doing, he's trying to expand his base. You understand? Shortly before someone takes over, I think there's something called Ajawa to the world. Do you know the magic behind Ajawa to the world? There's that small competition that who will be the first person to take Ajawa to the
world.
So Prince Inda is surviving on borrowed time. We have given him a chance to take Ajawa to the world. If he fails, you're going to pick another artist and put in that position.
Okay.
And take Ajawa to the world.
Yes.
Lang, I think our easy performance, maybe what you think, I really don't know, but someone would think Ajawa is already to the world, because we've seen our artists, especially Wangla artists, moving from hapa nchini Kenya and going to do performance outside Kenya, especially mataifa ya maju, they say maju. Yeah. Is this really having any impact kwa genre ya music, especially Wangla?
Masi, I want to educate you kidogo without a fee. Listen.
Okay, thank you.
Kenya kwenda kuperform maju, maanisha kwamba Ajawa inapelekwa maju. You're only going to perform with the Kenyans in the diaspora. You understand?
Okay.
We are talking about this sound.
Okay.
The Ajawa sound getting to the African and the international intercontinental stage.
Okay.
You get the point?
Okay.
We want that tomorrow Inda can seamlessly perform with Fally Ipupa in the same concert. You
And
understand? But not in Congo or in France. Probably somewhere in the United States. And they share the same funds. That is what that is how we say
Ajawa to the world.
The one that tomorrow, if probably the next president of America is being inaugurated, we have Prince Inda on the same stage with someone like Chris Brown and the other ranks.
I get you.
Yes, that is what I'm trying to say.
We've seen the likes of Burna Boy wanafika hiyo level
ya perform kwenye hizo stage.
So like these artists who have been maybe performing abroad to Kenyans shouldn't really brag about taking Ajawa to the world.
Exactly. Okay. Kama kutoka Nairobi enda kupiga show huko kwetu Anyeko.
Okay. Okay, I get it.
So, nimemiss hizo stats because I was trying to niweze kuzipata kama platforms 4 tofauti niweze kuweigh out but as for YouTubers as we speak right now it's less than 800k.
I understand, sure.
Sawa, but vile tu umesema streams maybe kidogo inaweza kuwa chini but ngoma imeshika. Sawa, so from our side nasema kidogo that's the truth. Ngoma imesauliwa kwa ground, hakuna matata iko kwa ground. Sawa,
Tonga
pepeta iko kwa ground. Sawa, but kitu okay, to me kitu I always say kitu ilifanyika, ametoa song then kidogo akafanya harusi. Wata kuongelea harusi kuhusu
harusi. Actually that's what I was supposed to say. Harusi ilienda ikaziba ngoma yake mpya na Fina. If I would have told Inda to do at that point, angechukua Fina aende perform kwenye ile harusi ili promote ngoma yenyewe. But now the problem is management ya Inda na management ya Fina ni tofauti. Harusi ni kitu ya kibinafsi. Huwezi ukasema kwamba nilipe nije perform kwenye harusi yako. Ikiwa logistics zitakubali nitakuja. Lakini ikiwa pengine ilikuwa biashara nyingine tofauti, album launch ama kitu kama hiyo ambayo pesa inaenda kutafutwa, basi najua Fina angekuja.
So alijirestrain kivyake Fina.
No, management and logistics issues I would say. But they would have exhausted so many avenues za kutaka kumarket ile ngoma. Every song is as good but not as good ikipigwa marketing. That is why we are here sitting here usema kwamba oh no, the choice is bigger than Tonga Pepeta. Both the songs are nice. Ni marketing.
So, marketing too, labda hii Dicholi ilikuja the right time.
Yes, true. Because the question is, actually ngoma zingine za Fina zote tumezienjoy. To be honest, she's Tanzanian and we cannot discriminate Fina just because yeye ni Mtanzania na Fina ana Inda ni Mkenya. She's a good Tanzanian artist. That collaboration is time. Ni vile ilishika Wajaluo wa Afrika.
Ama Kiswahili ilikuwa ni ngumu.
Kiswahili ilikuwa ngumu. Kama juzi nilikuwa ombe wananiambia tuongelee kwa Kijaluo.
I think that's unfair. The best Swahili, you know I'm representing Oma Bay by the way.
Equal myself. Unajua? But sasa shida ni moja, you don't understand the language, you will not really be interested kusikia huyu msanii anaimba nini. Yeah. Ama hizi ni nini? Isi ndio mara magi tokora ngoma hii because you are not willing to change with the changes.
Oh yeah.
Even if you begins like okay, let's assume this is a by the way, assume Linda now begins kuimba Congolese. I mean, how will be like the situation, like reception, like because we've seen Kiswahili is like pushing people away.
Mimi nitakwambia uende ulime. That is what Kenyan fans usually say. Sasa si uende tu ulime.
Muziki imekushinda.
Muziki imekata.
Now, the biggest collabo, I can say the biggest collabo because I'm a very big fan of Jose Chameleone. And I think watu wamezaliwa kitambo hicho, hakuna mtu anaweza sema like si shabiki wa Jose.
Tunaombea Igwe. Jose Chameleone Igwe.
Okay. I get it.
Daktari ni legend mkubwa sana. Na is one guy ameweza kutoa hits mingi. Hits up, ukisikia hii ni hit, ukisikia
there is no miss.
Sawa, hakuna miss. Now ameweza kupiga collab moja kali sana na Prince Inda. Maybe I just want your honest opinion about the song. Najua umesikiza, the song is less than 4 minutes. Umesikiza, labda what's your take? Tuanze na mass system.
Ajawa to the world. Actually, I'm going to almost repeat what I said previously, but slightly different. Kwa hii collabo ya Inda na Daktari Jose, yawa pia ni kama fans wamebwagwa. Especially fans wa Ajawa. You know, when Ajawa is flowing in your blood, you really expect Ajawa thing to really continue flowing, and we wanted to like see, okay, Jose, his style is more of Kiganda, the tempo and all that.
Raga something.
Yeah. but more of it iko na
Luganda ndani.
Yeah. So people were expecting the energy of Luganda and then try to be Ajawa. Ajawa is a bit of, there's a much stronger Ajawa, but our Inda has been doing a slower Ajawa. This is energy in the Ajawa is not like other Ajawa artists we know. So people were like expecting, me personally, I was expecting to see a blend of that energy of Daktari Jose and a much relaxed or a more relaxed energy ya Prince Inda. But where energy kwangu mimi nimeona energy imeswallow upole.
Okay.
Yeah. Energy ya Jose imeswallow upole ya Inda because ukiona mwanzo when the song is just beginning. But then before I talk about the song, let me talk about something nimenotice kwa hiyo video. Video iko sawa, iko clear. But where I just saw a sign and kwa harakati zangu this one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uliona Inda akianza muziki hivi?
Yeah, that's one. I didn't know how to do that.
Hiyo ni tagline.
Especially in the video.
Hiyo ni tagline.
Ina maana?
Inamaanisha kuchill.
No, kuchill.
Anyway,
Okay.
Prince Inda wherever he is, anajua vizuri hiyo sign ni kitu ambayo inajulikana kwa watu.
True.
Most of the people know that sign as either Antichrist or Illuminati. Now the reason he's doing that sign is not because probably he's a member. Ndix was telling me off camera. Prince Inda basically just wanted to give us something to talk about at the beginning of the song.
Exactly.
But now the problem is, ametupatia sign ya Antichrist na Illuminati na kidogo sauti imemchapa akianza muziki. Siko na get. Maybe there was a compensation for that. But one thing I know, within the first 20 seconds pick up vizuri sana.
So hapo ndio nilikuwa niongelele vitu nimeona. Unajua ukiona inaitwa first impression, you see somebody mwanzo kabisa and then
like
you
initiation into something.
No, you like have your own judgment or your own perception about them. So mimi nimeona video, nimeona venye Jose amekuja na energy yake, so I was like expecting, okay, let's see how a cool guy is. A cool guy ni mtu anapenda, ni mtu amestarabika yani. So I was like, okay, will he vibe with this kind of energy, you know? So nime notice hiyo sign and then
you notice Bolo Bespoke kikuja on the number 1 minute.
My God.
After 1 minute nimeona Bespoke what?
Bespoke city to the world.
Hapo ni biashara imepigwa.
So now
but anyway, nice costumes.
Yeah, nice costumes. Interest ya fans si mavazi, but ni kuona now how is the song flowing.
Yeah, sure.
Video iko sawa, tumekubali. Job well done. But sasa tunaingia hapa kwa lyrics. So ndio lyrics na shirabingi. So hapo kwa lyrics ndio nimeona energy ya Jose imemeza ya Inda venye ameanza. Though amekuja akapik mbele. Amekuja akapik mbele. Wanasema heri kumalizia vizuri. Heri mwisho kuliko mwanzo. Swahili vipi?
Heri mwisho mzuri kuliko mwanzo.
Mwisho ya jambo. Yeah. So mwanzo it was like, is this, I had like open my eyes really wide and see ni yeye ama ni mtu mwingine, because niliona ameanza on a very low key. Like venye nimesema, you see people or you see something like unaona ya kwanza, it should give you the impression, the urge to continue. Kidogo mimi aji yangu ilirudi chini. But because this is our own, you know, when now you go beyond borders, now you now say hapana, east west home is the best. So I stayed and nika watch hadi mbele. So hapo mbele nimeona Inda ame catch up, but I think maybe Inda alifeel kukatch up hapo mwanzo kwa sababu maybe this collabo thing ni kitu ilikuja kuharakishwa. Inda amekuwa na shughuli mingi of late. Amekuwa na kama si shows na ni vitu vingine vya kifamilia. Is now a family man. So mimi I think kitu maybe imefanya Inda aja perform vizuri sana kwa ile collabo ni kwa sababu hakupata enough time ya kuprepare. You know, vitu vizuri vinafanywa enough preparation. So I think Inda didn't have enough preparation to give his best kwa ile song, and that's why hata mwanzo akianza imekuwa ni evolo. So maybe let's just say if maybe he intends to do another one with the same guy, Jose, we can expect a better one than the one we have right now. But for now, it has been received. Kama those are organic views, it is really booming so well. And east to west, wenu ni wenu hata kama ni mbaya. But tukikuja sasa kwa quality, mimi kama fan, I am being honest with Inda, I am disappointed.
Well, I would say, from my point of view, number one, we have to give Prince Inda his flowers. True. Anaitwa Evanjo, OGW, Sword of the Golden Warrior. He has a presidential commendation.
Yeah.
Now, for a fact, he's doing well. Jona hata juzi Rais William Ruto alitumia lines zake kwenye siasa tu.
Muhimu sana.
He's very influential.
Yeah.
That is one of the reasons why Jose Chameleone picked him for a collaboration. Somebody like Jose Chameleone is an international artist.
Yeah.
Before he picks you for a collaboration, there are things that we have to consider. Number one, do you have numbers? Number two, what are your shows like? Unajaza, you're gonna get, because it's all about numbers. It's the numbers that bring in the money.
Numbers
so I
matter.
don't know what led to this collaboration, but what I know is that Jose Chameleone is living on a second chance. Simply.
Yeah.
Juzi mliona alikuwa na mashida zake huko majuu, Mungu akamuonekania, akatoka kwenye ile shida. A few family issues, but anyway, thanks to both his people, both his ex-wife, I would say, and his current, Daniela and Juliet Zawadi. Now, I would say kwamba Jose could be planning something in Kenya in terms of a show.
Okay.
If I'm not wrong. The only way to make this show a success ni ku rope in Prince Inda. How does he bring in Prince Inda? By giving him a collaboration. But you have to know this. Jose Chameleone alianza kuimba when Prince Inda, I think, was still in primary school. This guy has stepped on so many international stages. Akona experience kama kitu ingine. Unaget?
Yeah.
So by them collaborating, I'm very sure that whoever amepata kitu inaitwa, how do I call it? Favor. Ni Inda. You get? But tusisahau ya kwamba nyota ya Inda inang'aa. You get my point? Jose Chameleone, to be honest, ameswallow Inda kwa hiyo collabo. But then I think also they tried both sides. Walijaribu tuifanye ohangla ama tuifanye hii dance letu ya Kiganda. And they realized that probably Jose angeingia kwa hii ya Inda. Wakaamua kufanya na the side of Jose Chameleone, which is not a bad idea because we want to know how you guys are blending. As far as the chemistry in the song is concerned, if you ask me, I think ngoma ina flow. Unasikia?
Yeah.
But it is honest to say that Jose is just somebody on another level. Chameleone is just Chameleone. Daktari is just Daktari. Kutoka enzi zile.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do you think Chameleone angepewa beat hangla angeflop?
I wouldn't say angefanya vizuri kwa sababu pia considering the Chameleone that ametoka hospitali juzi na bado hayuko stable vizuri, he's just becoming stable. Introducing him to something new inaweza mrusha chini ya meza haraka sana.
Okay.
I think for us to have the Chameleone that we know, we had to maintain his sound kwa your track. That's why maybe probably producers walijaribu vitu tofauti wakaona acha tuende na hii Chameleone. And if you ask me still, Prince Inda amepata favor kwa sababu hii ngoma inaenda kuintroduce Prince Inda in Uganda. You remember the same Inda we are talking about ndo juzi alikuwa na some deals na kwa there ya tourism in Uganda. Sure. So he has to stamp his authority in Uganda. Number two, look at the numbers in Uganda that Prince Inda had before this song. Today I'm very sure if this song becomes a hit in Kampala, then the next weekend, utaona Prince Inda ameenda perform na Jose Chameleone in Kampala. So I think in as much as we think that nani ameangusha ngoma, sio hivyo. It's just natural that Jose Chameleone is a better artist than Prince Inda. But the collab is going to support.
And also well advanced.
Well experienced. Ni mtu ambaye anakula miaka anakula chumvi zake.
Amepenya anajua venye game inachezwa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, other than
but
that,
again, kidogo too, I think we cannot really say it was a bad thing for Prince Inda hata kama amekuwa swallowed. I think imempatia platform ya kuona this energy ya Jose Chameleone. I think he's also going to sit na kamati yake kivyake kama Prince Inda and say okay, you want to go beyond borders with this kind of guys. You have to prepare to their level. Ndio isiwe kwamba when you're doing something with them wanakumeza. Like I'm very certain if at all kungekuwa na enough time, that's why I'm saying pia if we had enough time for the both of them to prepare, because even the Jose guy is still getting better. Yeah. So if the both of them had time, maybe wangepata kublend their versions or their styles of musical performance ikuje imit hapo katikati. But wote wawili,
just to cut you a little bit.
Okay.
The most important thing that Team ya Prince Inda was supposed to consider, you don't sit in the studio waiting for Jose Chameleone to come and put a verse.
Okay.
First and foremost, as you wait for him, you must be having a backup vocalist somewhere who is preparing your voice to meet Jose Chameleone. Otherwise, we would end up with what we have ended up with right now. Because what we have right now is a smaller business setup that has given us a song. But if you ask people who know music, they'll tell you that kidogo Jose Chameleone ndio ameosha Prince Inda. Though the business side of it is really lucrative.
Yeah, so just like that kitu nilikuwa nasema, I'm speaking Swahili. Oh, okay. Sawa. So kitu nasema, maybe in the next one, Inda na timu yake wakifanya such like things, I think they also need to just not wait venye umesema and go beyond and prepare to the level that artist they are likely to work with, because maybe Inda is next going to work with another big artist. Maybe Ajawa is now going to Nigeria, people like Davido, all those big names in Nigeria. Sure. So I think as an artist, this is for Inda and any other artist, because people want to grow, people want to have a name with these big people. Ni mtu awe amejiprepare for anything, anytime, because you never know when your star is likely to shine. Yeah. So if you are not ready, you might find yourself confined or being swallowed. But kama uko ready, utapata kama ni Kinaija, unaingia vizuri, kama ni Kiganda unaingia vizuri. Yeah.
Ndugu ya Jose Chameleone anaitwa Palaso, kuna mistari anasemaga, if you want to be ready, stay ready so you don't have to be ready.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, exactly, stay ready
so you don't have to be ready.
Most definitely. Because lazima uchukue time yako juu ya kwamba I'm expecting to do one of the biggest collaborations.
Especially kwa wasanii, by the way.
What do I need?
Ama for everyone.
For everyone, stay ready so you don't have to be ready.
You know what?
For
example, if Diamond Platnumz wants to do an international collaboration, he wants to be himself. He has a team of, vocalists, fashion designers, writers. It is a full house that at the end of the day, that entire team adds up to the value of this particular song. Yes, true.
Now, to giving my, umesema kwamba the collab was rushed. I can say the same. Jose ametoka US, less than 2 weeks, ameingia Nairobi.
Sure.
So, now this guy was in US for, I think, for months.
He was in bed.
Yeah, alikuwa in bed for months. So you can't tell me by the time alikuwa in bed, they were discussing collaboration with Prince.
No, not at all.
So,
he was bed sick.
He was bed sick. Ameingia Kampala the other day, unaona amekubaliwa mpaka serikali ikamruhusu watumie barabara yote. Wakafanya diversion ya magari, but yeye aachiwe barabara, mafans wake ndio unaona. That was an honor to Jose.
Working with the government.
Yeah.
You get
no.
Not working with government.
Yule jamani legend.
Listen, Jose Chameleone is a legend. It's not about what
kwani
one guy amelift music in Uganda.
Yeah.
The other guy hasn't done that.
Which one?
The other guy.
No,
music in Uganda, vile mimi najua. We have Baby Cool.
Yes.
We have Jose Chameleone.
Bobby Wine.
And Bobby Wine.
Yes.
Hao watatu.
Yeah.
Do you think
these other people wanakuja?
Okay.
But ukiangalia
the pioneers.
The pioneers.
My worry is I don't think if the same case would have been for Bobby Wine, angepata that kind
because of. Because he's in politics right now. So
that's the difference actually.
That's the difference.
I get it. Okay.
But najua ile respect nani Jose Chameleone ako nayo Bobby Wine hana. Musical.
Ni kweli.
Sawa, Bobby Wine hawezi fika. So, jamaa amefika Uganda less than 2 weeks tena ako Nairobi.
Yeah, sure.
Nairobi amekuja, I'm very sure alika ikienda sana 1 week.
Wakafanya collabo.
Sawa, ameingia, it was maybe on a Thursday, then on a Friday Inda alikuwa na show. Umemwona kwa show?
Yeah, Inda.
The question I want to ask you is, when was this collabo cooked and how was it cooked?
That's why I'm saying everything was rushed. Maybe they met at Inda's event, like Ndix is saying. They met in that event. Say, hey man, yeah, good. I'm saying, how about we do something?
In short, Jose Chameleone was tipped to go to Inda's event to go and confirm how Inda's numbers look.
So this is what happened.
Most likely because
this is what happened. Jose amefika Nairobi today.
Okay.
During the day.
Okay.
The next morning alikuwa kwa show ya Maina Kageni.
Classic one of
classic. Sawa. Maina Kageni na Jose Chameleone hivi. Since then. Sawa. Akianza walikuwa pamoja. Sawa. So jamaa amefika pale and I was watching the interview. Iko kwa channel yao. Maybe someone can check your podcast ya Maina. And Maina suggested something to Jose. Man, it's been so many years. Ujapiga concert in Nairobi, Kenya. What's your take? So they were like, we should do something. 25 years of Jose Chameleone waka-mention mpaka the CEO of EBL akwe partner. Hata Jose Chameleone aliweza kumrequest like to make it the CEO of EBL. EBL naitwa
East Africa Breweries Limited.
Exactly. Akamwambia you try and make this happen. So I think after that show they made some few calls. Wakaambiwa iko sawa so long as nyinyi mset ground iko sawa. But now right now Jose izipiga show peke yake. Sawa, ata need some Kenyan artists too. Ndio wafanye nini? To headline the event. So they were like, hey, msanii mgani can fit 25 years of Jose Chameleone. Sawa, then wakaambiwa kuna jamaa anaitwa Prince Inda. Ebu cheki start zake, you see this what he has done, blah 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 blah. Jose Chameleone maybe ashamsikia. I'm like, I've heard of him, or maybe I don't know him, maybe let's go and check his show. Akaenda show ya Inda Thika Road. Sawa, tukana the next day picha kila mahali. Sawa, then after less than a week Jose ako Rwanda. No, alitoka hapa kaenda Tanzania. Kuna collabo alifanya huko na Professor J, Feruz, bado hajatoka. Another collabo pia. Bado hajatoka. Sawa, kidogo tumemwona Rwanda.
Kidogo finding his wings again.
So I think alikuwa na tour hizi inchi zimekuwa ikimsupport sana. Sawa, aenda Rwanda, Burundi, things like that. Sasa I think ako Uganda. So in this less than 1 week amekuwa huko wametengeneza hiyo collab. That's why unaona hii collab kidogo I sound vile ya Fina ina sound. Ya Fina was well prepared. Tuliona Inda alipokea Fina airport. Straight maybe place alikuwa analala Kilimani or West or Kayole, I don't know.
Kayole Homes.
Which are
Sawa, wakalala huko. They had a lot of time recording the audio, doing the video, you know. That's what unaona collab ya Fina, the chemistry pia collab ya Fina na Inda it much well arranged than this one. Kumbuka kwamba alifika Inda pia alikuwa na event ile Malaika Festival. So they had time to prepare for Malaika Festival, collabo, video, walikuwa na a lot of things.
Time ya kubond, you know.
Exactly.
Media tour.
But ya Jose imefanywa because of event inakuja. That's the truth.
So
I think
if that's the case, I think mtu amegain na mtu amelose.
No.
Wamegain, but there's someone who has really gained. For Jose, I think if that's the case, when Ndigisa analyze the whole scenario, then I think it's like creating a platform for Jose. Akija hapa apate kama barabara imenyooka for him raisi. The fans are there. The show is well attended, and I think this is what make msanii kufurahia show yake ikiwa well attended of. And pia we understand Inda now and attract people of high profile, and these people of high profile ni watu maana sana kwa msanii. So
I would say this, Mama. At the end of the day, nobody has lost anything in this show, Labo. I want to insist. Do you know why? Because by the time Jose Chameleone's team is calling up Inda for a collaboration, they already know the eventuality of this particular collabo. They already know that there's a concert ahead of them. Now, when Inda will be going to Jose Chameleone's concert to perform, he won't just be headlining that concert, just as a local or any other performer. There are business ties to this. They'll say, okay, Inda, give me your numbers. Let me bring Jose Chameleone numbers. You understand? Once we can put all these numbers together, we are going to be able to understand that now this is your share, this is my cut. This is the cut that goes to Maina. You understand? Now, this is the card that probably goes to the sponsors like EBL who might want to, come and put their money inside. But most importantly, they never have their card. It's them that bring their money. You get because of the visibility sales and stuff like that. Sales. We've done these shows before. I've been a part of so many big shows, including one in Kisumu that brought reggae artists from Jamaica. And I know what these shows look like. Vendors will be bringing in their money. EBL and the others, Safaricom and the rest will be bringing in their money. We have other young artists who will also be finding time to showcase. But the one thing you have to know, when the cake is cut, a piece of the cake goes to Inda, a piece of the cake goes to Jose Chameleone. Exactly. Though Inda must get a smaller share because he's the one who amepewa favor.
Okay.
You get my point?
But hatoki mkono mtupu.
No, hizi toka mkono mtupu. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
which is still not
maybe
bad.
Other than the 25 years of Jose Chameleone waliongelea kwa show na Maina. There's also shows za Inda wanafanya mwenyewe. Malaika Festival.
Yes.
This year hatujaona akiongelea Malaika Festival. So maybe anaweza kuwa hii ni strategy
ya kuleta
Malaika Festival na bring in Jose Fina kuje, you know, like we one event big time because tuliona ile Fina alikuwa of course watu wako juu Fina atakuwa because hata ukiona post ya Inda ilikuwa surprise because ali make who is going to guess the surprise artist atakuja, maybe atapewa tickets ni something like that sound, but hakuna mtu alipata, watu wote wale hata but usiku tunaona watu walijaa. So right now aseme Malaika Festival inakuja, ameka anko yake Emma Jalamo, maybe Musa Jakadala kama atakuwa available ama Roji Chogo ama Bongo Jakabwana ama Papati sawa, then aongeze Jose Chameleone na Fina, definitely itajaa hata akipeleka Kasarani. Mimi nitanunua watu
ama atatomisi mbona kulimit atomisi.
Lakini hata mimi nashangaa mbona huja mention any female artist? Kwani hawako umesikia list ya
ukiangalia Malaika Festival ya Kisumu, Prince Inda alifanya vizuri sana. Alipeana female artist anaitwa nani, nimesahau jina lake, alimpea platform na aliperform fit. Sawa. So we are expecting maybe the next Malaika Festival pia tutaona sawa. Pia mwisho wa siku pia Inda amesema this is the year is going to release the biggest collab, the biggest album. So maybe during the album launch, najua album launch sawa, other female artists might come, ama Jose Chameleone might come during the album launch. So the collab imefanywa for businesses zinakuja.
Sure. But something I want to tell female artists of Kenya, especially wale ambao wanaimba or angle and other genres, don't wait for these men to favor you. Work so hard to the extent that hawezi waka do without you in the game, so that they invite you for these particular sessions.
But sometimes it's not like waiting for a favor.
You guys,
you press.
But we do press.
No, you guys.
Nadia is pressing.
I know Nadia is pressing so hard. We're talking about Ohangla the other way. But now the issue is Ohangla female artists wakona hii tabia ya kublame the male artist for not supporting them. I've seen them in so many interviews, including za Mzuka Kibao. Wanakuwa support. And ladies have higher chances of doing better than men.
Sure.
You remember
Ohangla ladies.
The late Maureen is a female artist, but ni mtu alikuwa anajituma. Alikuwa anapiga shows 5 in one weekend. You understand?
Yes. In one weekend.
I once worked with Lady Maureen, I know.
In one weekend?
Yeah. Alikuwa ni mtu akikaa mbele yako hivi, mnaongea lakini usingizi nampiga kwa sababu gani? Amechoka.
Ni kama baba time ya campaign. Amechoka. Unaona wenzake wanapiga
Lady Maureen alikuwa anapatia male artist platform.
Exactly, by the way. Wasani almost
so like we just have to do away ladies wa Ohangla wa do wanatuonea au wanataka washike mkono kama wale wa siasa huko hakuna. Unajua wanasiasa wanasema washike mkono lakini wale siku hizo pia wamejituma.
Back to Jose Chameleone and Prince Inda. One thing I want to warn Prince Inda about, don't sit and wait for whatever concert that you have with Jose Chameleone to appear on stage. Now, because you know there's a mistake in the song, take your time to tafuta vocalist, because pale itakuwa inapigwa sasa live. Itakuwa ni show live. So prepare for a Jose Chameleone show, because it won't be a show like any other. Lazima uchukue time yako,
apate nguvu.
Hata kama utakuja umevaa matambara, we want to listen to what Prince Inda is going to sing in that concert. Because remember, it is going to be an international concert.
Exactly.
Jose Chameleone ataiweka hapa. So usikuje ukashusha kwa sababu una feeling kama wewe ni Prince Inda unaleta jina pale. It's like what happened to Bien and Mario in Tanzania. You remember? Mario started waiting for Bien to come. Bien alikuja kachafua.
Maybe that's the reason why right now collab ya Bien na Diamond ilitoka asubuhi.
You get the point? Oh, but then mbona nasikia leo baadaye kuna ngoma ya Bien ilishatoka. Noma sana. Ilitoka. Because somewhere Bien Jose Chameleone and Prince walikuwa wanatoa ngoma. Diamond on the other side akajua kwamba hii ngoma inaweza kuja infiltrate in Tanzania. Wakatafuta kitu ya
kuiziba.
Press back. Ni strategy ya kazi. Mimi na Diamond Platnumz najua mbombo zake ni mtu ambaye don't expect that utakuja tu virahisi na upate platform. Utapata kama hata yeye na yeye amejaribu na nguvu zake.
Okay, so hizi collab mbili kutoka the same day ni strategy.
Ni strategy. You get?
But then again, unaona tena
Chameleone mwenyewe na Diamond Platnumz pengine wanapanga kitu ambayo nyinyi wenyewe hamjui.
Na hata ukiacha hiyo, I mean those four, the four of them are names ukisikiza hivi, you have to like, what did you say about Inda? What did you say about Jose? What did you say about BN? And what again did you say about Diamond?
Yeah, sure.
So like you hear the names like, is like wameweka their fans wa compete, like it's a competition for the views right now.
Even the showbiz inabebwa. If you're not among the top 5, my friend,
find your bearing.
Unasikia? Lazima because BN mwenyewe pia saizi ndio kusema. BN mwenyewe haizi taka ngoma nyingine ingie kwa air, because airwaves ni unatoa unaingia. Ni to plug and play. Plug and play. Yaani mimi nakuja natoa ngoma yako forcefully. Unasikia? Kwa playlist naeka yangu. Na hakuna kitu utafanya, manake ni mashabiki ndio kusema. True.
So in short, yani kila mtu tu akue tu rada.
Yani watu wako makitani.
Tumesema kizungine hapa ya Palaso. Stay ready so don't have to be ready. Sawa.
Exactly.
Na tukiclose part ya Inda, labda Lang, what's your parting shot tukimaliza mambo yote ya Inda?
Beyond wish to say, yote tisa kumi ni kwamba Prince Inda is doing us proud. As fans wa Kenya, though tungekuomba pia as you move towards the topmost level of music, you might want to go internationally, but carry the genre Ohangla with you, so that as you stay up there, Ohangla pia inapanda. Sure. We haven't seen that in this particular collab. All we saw was a bit of the leopard skin, lower depiction of what Ohangla might look like, but that was not exactly what we needed. We needed a sound within that collab. I know that is something you're going to work on moving forward. But then again, to Jose Chameleone, I would wish to tell Jose Chameleone Daktari that welcome back to the music scene. Pole kwa yaliyo kukumba, lakini all in all, sisi kama mashabiki wa Kenya tuko tayari kusupport Jose Chameleone the way we have always supported him in the past. Thank you so much.
Kwangu mimi nasema kwamba pongezi kwa wasanii wote, even sitting over tea, over drink and thinking, hey, can we try something out? I think that's a gesture ya kutaka kwamba okay, let's try and see how it goes when we give it both our energy. Watu wawili ni watu ambao watu wanawaheshimu sana kimziki, and I think them coming to do something together is a step. There's always a first time, so it might not be really a good one for my fans, for both of them, both Inda and, because maybe I don't know what fans Uganda are saying about their son Jose.
By the way.
Yeah, but what we can say ni kwamba there's always a first time. They can come back again.
Yeah, sure.
And maybe following easy hints ambazo tunapeana kama team review Mzuka Kibao TV, we hope to see them even do another one better than what they already have. We will assume that was a first time. Mistakes are bound to happen, but then when we give room for second chances, we hope for the best. And big up kwanza big up to Inda kabisa nilivyosema mwanzo ya kwamba he is the first guy doing something with tuseme in East Africa artist kwa music ya Ohangla. So that's another big step, and big up to Inda man. Inda man.
No, it's not the first one. This is the first Ohangla East Africa collaboration ilikuwa Kofi Makadori.
Yeah.
Alifanya collab na Saida Karoli.
Yeah, I remember.
That was long time ago. So like, okay, then what we say ni kwamba asifanye tukasahau kama hiyo. I even forgot about Saida Karoli and Kofi Makadori. So Inda venye ameanza kupush ameona reception na venye watu wameongelea when he did one with Fina, and now that he has had one with Jose Chameleone. What people really want is to see that bit of Ohangla, that bit of Ajawa. Yeah. So even if he prepares, as he gets ready for another collab, let's see that in Inda, that's what we want. Hatuna story ingine, ni hiyo tu. If you can give us that, I think Ajawa shall have reached the world kitambo sana. That's mine.
Next, I'm forgetting something about Jose Chameleone, a quick one. Sasa hivi Jose Chameleone ni kama ni mfano bora kwa vijana wengi. Kwa sababu right now is a living example of what alcohol can do to someone, and whether or not someone can get out of alcohol. So saizi tunaona Jose Chameleone kama brand ambassador wa sobriety. In a way way. So when it comes to Kenya this time round, me would say hata kwa hiyo show yake nakada mazee mfanye kitu bana. Mimi ni mambo behalf of Jose Chameleone as a way, as someone, as an African ambassador of what alcohol and lack of it can do to someone ambaye ameamua anataka kuacha pombe na mihadarati.
Yes, wauze chai kwa show.
Well, in fact, show ya Jose Chameleone, labda Ajawa House pia waone kama.
But hizi kampuni za soft drinks.
Ama alete Steve Simple Boy achape ile yake.
Yeah, of course. Steve numbers pia Steve numbers.
So anyway, mimi nikimaliza kuna song ya Jose Chameleone nimesahau, inaimba kwa Luganda, nimesahau the lyrics, but inamaanisha beat it hard.
Sure.
Each and every time. I think it's one of the Jose Chameleone's songs. Nitaitafuta, nitawaambia inaitwaje. Now kama kawaida sina valu baby. Naomba mimi na wewe tu.
Tunaanza kuimba unavodhani sivyo ndivyo maisha ni safari si mkubwa.
Akiwa na Professor J.
Mimi nasema tu tubonge. Tubonge. Na mimi nataka kubonga man.
Imagine true alibonga na Mungu akamtoa kwa.
Tubonge litoka over 10 years ago.
Tubonge. Anyway. Inakuwa fiti kubonga. Sasa sisi hapa tunabonga sorry. Yeah.
So I think that's all for Prince Inda. And thank you so much guys for watching Mzuka Kibao TV. Until next time.